On the last episode of Conveniently Unspoken, we discussed the formations and early rise of the Order of the Illuminati under the leadership of Adam Weishaupt and Adolf von Knigge. At the height of its power and influence, the Order of the Illuminati had membership numbers estimated into the 2,500s. However, such rapid growth and differing views on internal matters caused a slow but noticeable rift in the order. Ideological differences and disputes over leadership plagued the organization. By 1783, tensions between the two men began as Weishaupt was viewed by Knigge as overly critical of the ritual process to the level of severe micromanagement. Weishaupt had originally relinquished considerable power and influence to Knigge early on when Knigge was restructuring the ranks and rituals, but seemed to be vying for that power back. It was here that the two men bickered over the ritual respective to the rank of priest, as Weishaupt placed all of the blame of its inadequacies on Knigge. These inadequacies and complaints ranged from nonsensical and complicated to ill-conceived and gaudy. Weishaupt requested that Knigge rewrite the ritual, but Knigge's response was that it had already become standard procedure, with Weishaupt signing off on the ritual in times past. Weishaupt decided he wanted to speak poorly of Knigge by anonymously slandering him and all other enemies to the order within the order. Imagine for a moment that you are the most important reason that the Order of the Illuminati had structure and an exponentially growing membership. Yet a growing distrust began to form against Knigge within the Order's membership, which caused his mutually agreed upon departure from the Order after feeling deeply underappreciated. The Illuminati had now lost its most effective recruiter and intellectual. This was the beginning of the steep decline for the Order as new internal issues were beginning to bubble. Dissension arose between the traditionalists, who advocated a cautious approach, and the radicals, who sought a more aggressive pursuit of their goals. The lack of open communication among members fueled suspicion and paranoia, weakening the unity that had initially made them formidable. What was once a secret society built around internal privacy began to show its cracks as loose talk of the Order's rituals and internal dealings became all too frequent. The public was beginning to hear alarming whispers of its existence and material. Many powerful positions, such as court officials and treasury officials, were members of the Order. The Illuminati, the brainchild of Adam Weishaupt, who we explained in the first chapter had it out for the Jesuits, used his opposition to have them replaced from their position as head of department in Ingolstadt. A full circle had formed in Ingolstadt from where Weishaupt started with the Jesuits to how he ended their reign. But it wasn't just the Jesuits that Weishaupt was having issues with. In fact, he knew at all costs that he wanted to keep a constant shadow over the Order and away from Rosicrucian awareness. The Rosicrucians were pro-monarchy and had contrasting views with those of the Illuminati, who were clearly anti-monarchic, believing that the state should be run by rationalists such as scientists and intellectuals. With a focus on reason, secularism, and opposing religious dogma, the Illuminati aimed to infiltrate influential circles and reshape society from within. The Rosicrucians, on the other hand, emerged in the early 17th century as esoteric seekers of hidden wisdom, alchemy, and spiritual enlightenment. Some theorists claimed that the Illuminati's pursuit of secular power threatened the Rosicrucians' spiritual aims, leading to covert conflicts behind closed doors. Because of this, the Rosicrucians began placing spies within the Order and were further benefited when a defector named Ferdinand Maria Bader attempted to join. Unfortunately for Bader, the Rosicrucians informed him that he could not be a member of two organizations and thus handed in his resignation. However, to what extent the Illuminati's inner dealings were discussed with the Rosicrucians is unknown. Their campaign against the Illuminati was so effective that it saw its recruitment numbers plummet. The Rosicrucians were responsible for disseminating Illuminati documents to Charles of Hesse, who later warned other lodges in Berlin against the Illuminati. This publicity didn't go unnoticed by the Bavarian monarch Charles Theodore, who in 1784 banned all secret societies in Bavaria. Faced with growing external threats and internal turmoil, Adam Weishaupt made a difficult decision.
In the face of relentless persecution and internal divisions, the Illuminati has ceased to exist as an organized society.
The Illuminati's internal struggles, ideological disputes, and external pressures culminated in its disbandment in 1784. Its legacy remains a fascinating chapter in the history of secret societies, leaving us with more questions than answers. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Conveniently Unspoken. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And remember, the truth may be conveniently unspoken, but it's worth seeking.